is a multi-Grammy award-winning frontman for Green Day, whose latest album is 21st Century Breakdown, and whose American Idiot opens on Broadway April 20th. Billie Joe Armstrong is right over here. Hey, great pleasure to have you on.
Thank you.
I got to tell you right off the bat, I really wanted to have you on because I am a huge fan of your last two albums, especially. The last one, 21st Century Breakdown, I play all the time, my favorite album of last year. And I was expecting eyeliner. I'm a little disappointed.
No. No, I left it in my purse, I guess.
And I know a lot of people will say, especially of the younger generation, that, you know, you started out as punk rock, and some of this is not punk rock, and somehow that's bad, but I would say, but the music is better.
Yeah, I mean, well, thank you.
I like every album, the succeeding album, more than the one before, which I would think is a good thing.
Well, we strive to be better. Every single album. I mean, I think we try to challenge ourselves even more. We drive ourselves crazy in the process of doing it. And I think, you know, I mean, I think it always starts with punk rock for us, just because it's kind of part of our DNA as a band, and then it just ends up kind of going in different directions. And
but you don't care about the purists.
No, I don't know. I don't think there's really any such thing. It's gone into so many different subgenres and or whatever. What punk is, or you know, it goes to emo, to hardcore, to wherever else.
But Broadway is a far piece.
It's a big one.
I mean, to do a musical, I think of Ethel Merman,
right?
Tommy Tune, Mr. Stephen Sondheim.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it's Sid Vicious.
No, but I think there's a lot of, you know, daring people that are doing new things on Broadway right now. And I just saw a play called Next to Normal, and it's a guy that did the music who's doing it for American Idiot. His name is Tom Kitt, and it's about, you know, people going crazy and about prescription drug use, and you know, I think that's anytime. I think the thing about Broadway, I think it relates to what a current situation is. The thing about, you know, like something like West Side Story, it's about, you know, the Jets and the whatever the Sharks, which was, you know, it was about
gangs who danced.
Yeah. But you know,
knives.
Yeah, well, there's not much of that. We have sex and drugs and.
Is it all music from American Idiot, or is there some from 21st Century?
Some from 21st Century.
That sounds more like music to me that might fit into a Broadway play, because it's even more melodic.
Yeah, I think there's certain things. I mean, we use a song called "Know Your Enemy."
Love that one. We play it here. It's in my tape when the audience comes in that I made.
Oh, cool. Thank you.
Don't you know your enemy? But some of it, I mean, like, there are songs like, one of my favorites is a song called Last Night on Earth.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Is that in the...
That's in the play, yeah, that's also in the play.
I mean, that's just a gorgeous ballad. That would have been a hit in any era. 60s, 70s, 80s, any decade.
Oh, thank you.
But it's very far from punk.
Yeah, I mean, I just try to be a good songwriter, and, you know, and that song was, you know, just a bit of a serenade, and, you know...
But at the beginning, it was more pure punk, and then it became pop punk, and now you're on Broadway. Where, in 20 years, is it going to be the Neil Diamond Theater? I'm just asking.
No, I'm just up for anything. I'm up for, I love big, crazy ideas, you know, and Michael Mayer is directing it. He had a good, crazy idea, and we did the show in Berkeley, the Berkeley Rep Theater, and it ended up doing really well there, which is a tough crowd, Berkeley, you know. And then they extended it, and then, you know, we never said Broadway. That was the main thing. It's like, do not say Broadway, because there's a lot of people that want to go immediately there. I think some of the most creative people I've met are, you know, around the Broadway scene right now.
I don't want to...
We're not selling records anymore, so we might as well, you know, go
Broadway. I mean, the man has got to eat, ladies and gentlemen. The line, I don't want to be an American Idiot, is what starts off the album.
Yeah.
And I like that line because it sets it up immediately as maybe you're part of the problem. You're not saying, oh, you idiots.
Right.
it sounds to me like you're worried that you might be one of the American idiots.
Mm-hmm. I don't really know where it started from or really where it came from. It was just one of those things. I think I heard some Lynyrd Skynyrd song. It said something about I'm proud to be a redneck or something like that, and I'm like, well, that's one side of it, you know. You
talking about Okie from Muskogee?
I'm not sure.
There was a song, I'm proud to be an Okie from Muskogee.
Yeah, and my mother happens to be an Okie from Muskogee, you know.
Oh, really?
Well, yeah, I mean, she's a Southern lady, you know.
But you say, maybe I'm a part of faggot America.
Right.
And I noticed you didn't get any shit for that.
No, I didn't, no.
You know, Eminem got shit when he used that word, lots of people, but you just slid.
I use the word, I use harsh language a lot just to sort of prove a point. It's like to use the English language against itself in a lot of ways, you know. So I don't know, I mean, it's like growing up and being, you know, getting into punk rock or, you know, or whatever when I was a kid, there was a lot of closed-minded people that would call you faggot or call you whatever. And I used to think of it as like I wanted to provoke people and wanted to get that kind of attention or whatever. So I use it as more of an empowering word.
You say, maybe I'm faggot America, I'm not part of the redneck agenda.
Right.
Those are not our only two choices, I'm hoping.
No. Well, yeah, I mean, and there's a lot of...
You say that in an endearing way, like, we're not rednecks, we're the faggots, we're the good people.
Yeah. Well, you know, well...
We believe in health care and kindness to animals and the environment, all the thing the pussy Democrats like.
Yeah. You know, I probably should have used not the significant other America or something like that.
Let me ask you about the name of your group, because everybody in a band always changes the name. I mean, you mentioned the Beatles. They were Johnny and the Moondogs. They were the Silver Beatles. You were other names, and then you became Green Day, which I always thought, maybe it's an urban myth, that it was about pot.
It was absolutely about pot.
All right.
Yeah. I mean, I think we were trying to be like the Cheech and Chong of punk rock for a while, you know. I mean, it was like, you know, and some of us still are the Cheech and Chong of punk rock in a lot of it, so, you know.
It seems like in the liner notes where they thank you on albums, maybe they should put pot in there. You know, it's like making better music since 1963. I mean, I've said unabashedly that, you know, I owe a lot of the good ideas I've ever had in my life to pot. I mean, I'm sure that, you know, and I mean, not to, you know, get the hippies too excited. I'm sure...
No, I don't think that marijuana has ever been exclusively a hippie drug or anything like that. I think
yeah, cops do it.
Yeah, I mean, no, but I mean, one of the hardest things about quitting marijuana at the time, you know, one, I had children, and it was like there's these little people that looked like me that were around, so being high was like, you know, but there was always new ways of smoking it all the time. It was like, hey, try a gravity bong, or, you know, or try, you know, this thing with a motor on it that comes out of here. I'm like, well, I haven't tried that yet.
Well, I got to hang out with you. What is a gravity bong? I've never heard of it.
You've never had a gravity bong hit before?
Is that when you're upside down?
No, it's like you take like a 2-liter bottle and you fill this bucket up full of water, and then you put a bowl at the top of it, and then you so you have this, you stand up like this, and then you light it, and then you push down, and the entire 2-liter bottle, or whatever gallon thing you want, it goes down and fills up with smoke, and then you bring it back up, or, oh no, it goes the other way around. It goes back up, and then you push down, and it shoots it straight into your lungs, and then you're completely fucked for a week.
All right, now let me explain to you snorkeling. The guy puts his balls on your eyes and his... Okay. Well, I haven't heard of that. I mean, I thought the biggest innovation in pot smoking was the vaporizer. I thought that to me was a much bigger change because you didn't have to burn the substance. it was vaporized.
I like burning the substance. It smells good. Fills the room.
Yeah.
You know, you vaporize it. You're kind of like it's one more reason to hide the fact that it's something that should be legal. So, yeah.
But it's not about legal. It's for your lungs. It's not, instead of burning something that's bad for you, burning that's got to be harder on your lungs. This is just vaporizing it.
Yeah. We're talking about weed like the entire time.
Let me get back to